Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the bunker. We're going to be heading out today. We're going to be heading over to the American Museum of the House Cat, which is a very special attraction for me because it is one of the few attractions that I got to document every step of their creation. It was created by a man named Harold Catman Sims, a friend of mine who sadly passed away in November. And really made me sad to hear the news. He was 89 years old. He lived a long, very full, very meaningful life. But just, brought back a lot of memories of, it's been, like it was 8 years ago that I first met Harold. I was just on the streets in Sylva, North Carolina. I was looking to doing a video that day, filming in Sylva, and I saw posted was a flyer talking about the creation of the American Museum of the House Cat.
What's this? Catman can put Jackson County on the map with America's second House Cat Museum? Oh, hell yeah. Please help me do this. Alright, this is the first I've heard of this, but I'm endorsing everyone out there. Let's help this guy make a house cat museum. That sounds awesome.
Obviously, I'm very interested. I love roadside attractions, love museums, love cats. I am a huge cat person. At one point in my life, I had 10 cats, and it really struck me. And they left the contact information, so I reached out. I didn't know what exactly I was reaching out for, but I just emailed the link on the flyer, and I got in contact with Harold. Just told him what I did, who I was, and that I was interested in the museum and documenting anything that along the way. And he was very kind, very interested. He invited me out to his cat shelter, which was kind of his life work at the time. Those are kind of these two big parts of his legacy. There was the museum and his shelter, the Catman 2 shelter. And invited me out to the shelter, and I was blown away. This was like a shelter that I had never seen before. It was there were cats just wandering around. It was basically a cat paradise. There was no cages. The only cats that were in any sort of cage were newborn kittens that couldn't be out yet. But other than that, the cats roamed free.
Hey there. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Now, come on. We're supposed to be friends here. Come on, don't get...
And how many cats do you currently have here?
I think there's about 80 here now. All
80.
over. We've got kittens out in another room here. They haven't been brought in yet because they aren't ready to be, in with the big cats. So
There was, cats that had been there for their whole life. Cats that were maybe not as adoptable as others. And Harold had a rule that once a cat showed up at his shelter, that they were allowed to stay there as long as they needed to. So they were allowed to spend their entire life in the shelter if that's just what happened. So there was cats that lived at the shelter happy, and the shelter was amazing, and it still is amazing. It's still in operation. I know Harold passed the care of the cats on to Caleb, who had for years been running the shelter, the shelter manager. And I've heard people say about the shelter that they went to adopt a cat at the shelter, and they ended up not adopting a cat because they felt like the cat was having a better life at the shelter than they could offer the cat at their house. Again, no cages, just cats wandering around, being cats. Just a giant house, like full for cats. And there was sectioned off, so like if certain cats didn't like each other, you could section off so certain cats wouldn't have to be in contact with others, but cats just had very large amount of room. And it was a literal cat paradise. But also, at this shelter, the entire walls were covered with artwork that involved cats. Now, Harold had spent the later part of his life, focusing on cats. Cats were the most important thing to him, and he would collect art, display this artwork by different artists, different versions, anything cat related. Harold collected, and Harold studied the artists, knew different cat artists, and basically the shelter at that point was kind of the proto of the cat museum.
Still from another type of print, and then this is cut out of paper with a scissors or a knife or something. So they cut out the black paper and put over white paper, and you get the thing in the back.
It was a place for him to display his art, and he had talked to me about his idea of starting the cat museum. He had all these collections of cats. Every collection, I'll show you his collections when we get there. But these really just endless collections, everything cat related you could imagine, Harold possessed. And I got to visit the museum. Before it opened to the public. He had got a location at an antique mall.
He's got a feather in his mouth.
That's just the cat's got the canary, I guess. This is an old penny arcade thing where you put a penny in and you can look at here and you can see stereoscopic pictures.
Yeah, the 3D.
Yeah, 3D pictures, and you just put a penny in and click it and you see a different picture.
It was amazing. There was so much, and he just continued to collect. Like, one thing I remember he wanted a cat mummy for his museum. So he was seeking out, once they got the museum, his collecting kicked into even higher gear, where he was trying to find cool things to put into the museum. And then after it's being open, maybe a year or two, the antique mall shut down, so Harold had to move the cat museum. And this time, Harold was in a later age, and I just remember him being really worried about the museum. He wanted someone to carry on the museum. He wanted someone to carry on the cat shelter. So there was a lot of thought. He really wanted to set this up before he passed away. So it was a kind of a big setback, I think, for him when they shut down the antique mall, but it really didn't slow him down. He just built a new cat museum from the ground up. He built a building designed to be the cat museum. Again, I got a chance to go in there before it opened to the public. And
whoa.
You're on TV all the time. This is a fracture printed on glass. Those are old, those 1920s.
Then a funny thing happened. COVID, the unpleasantness, the pandemic shut the world down. And, Harold was very nervous about opening, because he was at an advanced age. He did not want to catch the virus. So even when a lot of other businesses, attractions were opening up, Harold made the decision to stay closed, just because of his own health, because of his worries, because he was at the cat museum. This wasn't something he set up and left. He was an active part. If you showed up at the cat museum, Harold would take you, show you his favorite things. You could talk for hours about his collections, about his hours for cats. And I just think Harold, every once in a while, he would contact me. It'd be like, hey, I want you to come out here. I want you to show off my automatons. You know, he had the robotic cat automatons. I went out there once, and we filmed all the automatons in working order. And then, yeah, most of them did work.
We just did on the floor.
Oh wow!
A monk cat from probably Tibet someplace just wanders around the floor and rings temple bells. In the head, you lost your needle. But, yeah.
I have that video on my video. Every one of these things I'm talking about has its own video on the channel if you want to check that out. But yeah, like I said, he stayed closed, but he did finally get to open it up. I think it was there a year and a half ago when the Cat Museum finally opened up to the public. The final form of a cat museum opened up to the public, and Harold was there and smiling, and he was excited to see me when I dropped by.
Black Cat cigars here, and I mean the Tom and Dick cigars, and Mr. Thomas cigars, and I've given print from 1850 of the cat. They added egg whites to the pictures.
So that's a photo from, you said 1850?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
It's a
it's always. I'm definitely always appreciate. I have a lot of passion for a lot of things in my life, and those things I'm very, very passionate about, and it always warmed my heart to see Harold and how passionate he was about these things, how passionate he was about giving good life to cats, how passionate he was to to build his collection. And there was even me and my ex-wife actually fostered for the shelter. We actually fostered 2 sets of kittens for the shelter down here in the bunker. Before this was the bunker, and when it was almost the bunker, we had several litters of kittens down here that we took in for the shelter.
Look at this one. Look at that.
Yeah, one of those kittens actually my son has, as it lives with him. It's his cat, Marty. So yeah, we helped them out. They helped us out. I found a baby possum that was trapped in a garbage can right out here, and called over to the shelter. Caleb met with me, took the possum. Who was covered in fly eggs. It was really sad. He was still alive, but he was tired, exhausted. Caleb, I want to give a huge shout out to Caleb because Caleb is someone, he has dedicated his life to cats just as much as Harold and animals in general. He does everything for the cats of the shelters, and it's amazing. But he took the possum and he meticulously picked out every fly egg, washed the possum, and within a couple days, nursed the possum back to health and released it to the wild. Just an amazing person who's done amazing work for animals. 2 amazing people, Caleb and Harold both. And yeah, very sad that Harold passed away. Definitely brought back a lot of memories. Over the years, like I said, like both professionally and privately. Very, very sad. And so today, I wanted to honor Harold's legacy. He always loved when I came and filmed at the Cat Museum. So I was going to go to the Cat Museum. It will be strange. Like, it will be weird. I've never been there, like, without Harold showing me some new things. So it'll be an interesting experience being there without Harold, but I hope you guys will come along and please follow me. And here we are, the American Museum of the House Cat. The big metal cat out front. Enter here through the giant cat. So this mural here with the different cats painted. Now here's something new at the Cat Museum. There's cats at the Cat Museum. This is Amelie. There are cats roaming around. Hey, how are you doing? Hiding behind this big organ. Oh, there he is. It's Harold. The portrait there with his cats. And Harold was, he also really liked stuff like this, like music machines, like this organ here. He really liked carousels. See some of the big cats. And yeah, it's just layers upon layers of cats. That's because that's an advertisement for Cat's Paw, Rubber Heels, and Soles. Oh yeah, you see that, the cat teacher spanking the cat child. There's cats saying, "We don't want you to smoke." See the cat clock there. Look at that bejeweled Kit Kat clock. Now this big cat, I actually remember, was on the Main Street in Sylva, North Carolina. There was like just a shop that sold fun stuff, and they had this cat sitting out on the sidewalk for years and years and years. And then when they closed down, Harold purchased it for the museum. This display talks about the timeline of human-feline relationships beginning 12,000 years ago. Basically, wherever there have been humans, there have been cats brought together by their combined relationship with mice. Humans wanted mice to quit eating all their food, and cats liked eating the mice. The ticket box there, feed the kitty. You can put your ticket in there. See the prices. All there on the old Pepsi sign. And up there, have a bunch of clocks. I see the Morris clock. Remember Morris the cat, one of those popular advertising mascots back in the 80s. Advertised 9 Lives cat food. Here is from Cat Fancy magazine, where in 2005, Harold was Mr. Cat Fancy. And I guess this is his first cat here, Buzzy. And the owl there. Harold also apparently at one point had a pet owl. And this is Oliver here. Apparently there's 3 cats that reside here in the museum full time. Oh, he's a friendly guy. Hey there. Yeah, and then back here behind the glass, this is the quarters of the cats. Got all their toys and beds in there. Little bridges for them to walk on. You get a behind the scene look here into the cat's room. So okay, yeah, you have the display area here where the cats can sit and be behind the glass for people to see. Of course, right now they're out and about running around the museum. So yeah, this I guess would close down so that they can be by the glass and enjoy the company of the museum guests. So there's actually a little door there so they can come out into this larger area. And this kind of just shows, kind of the environment that Harold would create for the cats. You got their litter boxes back here, some toys. So if they're not feeling like, hanging out in front of the glass, they can come back here and have some privacy, or of course just wander around the museum like they are now. And then they've got some cat artwork in here in the cat room. See the cat figures here. There's some some faucidermy cats there. Those aren't, of course, aren't real cats. This one looks like maybe, made with rabbit hair. There. And this one's very realistic. I don't know, maybe made out of like lint or some material like that. The binders here, some Garfield comics. And then these are all postcards, cat postcards. Different styles, different periods of time. Oh my gosh, look at these. Oh yeah, just every kind of cat postcard you could imagine. There's the Hemingway house, one of the greatest cat attractions on the American roadside. Well, of course, from where we're at currently. Heading into the cat library, and believe it or not, every single book in here is about cats. Now, Harold himself was an author, wrote children's books about cats, and some novels about cats as well. Yeah, so you can just pull a cat book out here and enjoy it here in the cat library. Some interesting titles: Sex and the Single Cat, Cat Hater's Handbook. Uh-oh, how'd that get in here? There's cat astrology. You just see everywhere there's little trinkets, little cat trinkets, and I don't know the final count. I don't know how many different cats are in this museum, but this probably, I don't know, I'm going to have to throw a guess out there. This may be the world's largest collection of cat-related items. I can't think of something that would come even close. Okay, this bigger black and white one, this is Galileo. Hey there, buddy.
That is Galileo.
You like springs? Yeah.
Because I love springs.
Oh, they love them.
Favorite toys.
I couldn't get them out of the package when they were begging me for them.
I like springs. How are you, Marie? Oh, you're just playing with the strap on my camera. Oh. I don't know if he's going to give me my camera back. Oh. See all the artwork featuring different cats. And this was just kind of the first part of the collection I saw, because Harold had a lot of the artwork hanging up at the shelter at the time. Pretty much would collect any artwork involving cats. You see all the clocks there. Those are black cat fireworks, and these are black cat cigarettes there. Yeah, I guess this is the smoking section. Different cat. These are all pipes shaped like cats for the smoking of tobacco, or possibly other things as well. Oh yeah, there's black cat cigars. There's cigars right there in the box. Uh-oh, they're storing the fireworks right next to the cigars. That's dangerous. We got the intricate cat pipes. Here is cards for playing pinochle there with the cat on front. Oh, it's Cat's Drugstore. And look at here, from Cat's Drugstore, we have a name tag from the drugstore. Oh, okay, I guess this was in St. Louis, Missouri. I imagine that's not there anymore. The big cat on the top. You actually have some prescription bottles from that pharmacy with the cat on the lid. Yeah, I guess everything in this case is from Cat's Drugstore in St. Louis. There's some Cat's beer. Now here's a whole display on the Chesapeake Railroad, because Chesapeake Railroad had a cat for a mascot. That's Chessie the cat there. And you have some Chessie plushies. But it looks like on these model trains they actually have the silhouette of Chessie the cat sleeping on the side of the train. Yeah, all sorts of different stuff with Chessie the cat on it. Well, there's a dirty old railroad glove with the Chessie logo. There's some spaghetti glass. It's Italian, so that makes sense. I remember these books here back when my mom used to take us to the circus. Remember, always want to buy one of these books with the big colorful pictures in it on things you see at the circus. Man, I wonder if I still have any of these somewhere. It's amazing. Here's the folk art section. There are pieces of cat folk art. I'll look over here. I think that technically is a Wolpertinger, the cat there with the 4 antlers and wings. Yeah, it looks like a Wolpertinger, kind of a relative of the jackalope, but it does appear to be have a cat face. And look at this Obi-Wan cat Nobi there. Halloween section, of course. The black cat, a major icon of Halloween, and I love these old vintage Halloween decorations. Well, of course, cats also consider, the witch's familiar. Some people believe that witches had a special relationship with cats. But look at all these wonderful old Halloween decorations. Now, this is a fascinating story. The story of Louis Wayne. There's this artist that drew cats, all sorts of different types of cats. And one thing that I think fascinates a lot of people is that Louis Wayne had a very, during his life, he had a very steep decline in his mental health. And some people feel that his cats changed over the years as his mental health declined. He spent a period in the later years of life in an institution. And yeah, you can see here, especially right here, shows how his cats evolved over time. In the top corner there, you see kind of the normal cat, and then the cats become more stark, less less calm looking, more agitated looking, and then you see where the cats begin to form into almost abstract designs. You can still see like the cat shape, but they're slowly change into just a kaleidoscope of color. Very interesting. There's Siamese cats here. Down here is all salt and pepper shakers. Reminds me of the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum in Gatlinburg, which I've not been to in a long time. I need to head over there. These are all small music boxes here. These are hand-painted Austrian bronze cats. These are cat tins, little tins here. See famous pieces of art, the Mona Lisa, the Blue Boy. Oh, and here's more of Chessie, the railroad cat. I know this was one of Harold's favorites, Chessie. Chessie always portrayed as sleeping with her kittens. Oh, and this would be like cups and plates from the train that you would dine on in the train. They all had Chessie on them. Here's a cat mask made by a Cherokee artist, Alan Long. This is the veterinary office in here of the old vintage cat carriers. There's the wicker cat carrier there. All the different remedies here. So it's flea powder. Oh, and the crazy cat lady there, hoarding cats. Oh, these are crazy cat lady items. The crazy cat lady lunchbox, crazy cat lady game, and crazy cat lady action figure. Down here, more of the vintage carriers. I really like this half transparent cat. You can see inside it his bones and organs. These are Stife dolls. I think it's a company. I think they mostly made teddy bears, but here's some Stife cats. History of cat litter.
Oh my.
Right here.
Oh
The
my
different
gosh, amazing.
bags of cat litter back there.
Thank you. I wanna find
And the history of cat food. You see Morris back there. Like I said, Morris was a big deal back in the 80s with the 9 Lives cat food. There's tender victuals. Different cans of cat food. There are lamps and night lights here. You can see the automatons here. I know these were one of Harold's favorite things here. These all actual, I think most of them are fully functional. You had most of them working. See the cats, the little tea party there. They all do different things. Oh yeah, these are all robots here, or automatons, kind of an early form of animatronics. We wind them up, and they do various acts. And look at this here in the display. It says, "See the cats, watch on YouTube, Jacob the Carpetbagger." So yeah, Harold invited me to come out. He wanted to, because I guess you can't like have these on display working because they're so old and so fragile. So he had wanted me to come out to the museum and film all of them working. And yeah, you can still watch that video on my channel. This is cats in advertising. See the black cat everywhere, the fireworks brand. There's cats selling ink, and even cats there selling female enhancement. These are more smoking items. There is cigarettes and tobacco in here, as well as matches and ashtrays. Assorted cat dolls. These are the pound puppy kittens. I remember I had a pound puppy dog when I was a kid. I don't think I had any of the cats. The Cheshire cat there. It's the cat from, oh my God, I can never remember. Is it Figaro, the cat from Pinocchio? And then look at back there. There's a Cabbage Patch doll cat. As we walk back in here, see the very colorful artwork there. I don't know, for some reason I specifically remember this painting here hanging in the cat shelter. Yeah, look at all that cat art. And there's a warning here that notice to parents that there is a cat mummy back here. It says that some children are excited to see this, that some children have an emotional response. So just a little warning before you head back here to see the cat mummy, which is kind of the crown jewel of the cat museum. Of course, cat's a big piece of Egyptian culture. All the different Egyptian cat figures in here. Now, when Harold first opened the first version of the cat museum, he only had one cat mummy. It was this one right here, the medieval petrified cat. Now, this was found in a chimney from a late 16th century medieval home. Now, it hasn't been carbon dated or anything like that, but because it's so well preserved, the feeling is that this cat could be from the medieval time period, because that chimney existed in the 16th century. So this cat could literally be from the 16th century, preserved in the chimney. It's a dry, cool place. Well, unless it's burning a fire, then probably the smoke probably helps preserve it like a ham. Yeah, the medieval petrified cat. Oh, here's another one. There's not a lot of information on this particular cat mummy or petrified cat. Yeah, I mean, petrified cat, there's different types of mummy. There's like natural formed mummies like this, where a cat got stuck in a place with the right conditions to become mummified, or a cat that was mummified by humans. And then I remember Harold was so excited to be able to get this, an actual authentic Egyptian cat mummy, which he has named Hebony. I think he took it to the vet to have it x-rayed. So there's the inside of Hebony, the cat mummy. And then Harold wrote a novel, The Mystery of the Egyptian Mummified Kittens, Hebony's Odyssey. So a novel. He gave me a copy of this, a novel about the cat. I guess the synopsis is Hebony is trying to rescue kittens that are being turned into mummies, but then sadly ends up getting mummified himself. And this is another interesting mummified cat. I love how all these have their own unique story. This is from an Arabian palace. It said that there was a palace in Saudi Arabia in 1977 that was apparently originally built by the bin Laden family, Osama bin Laden's family, and a construction worker was breaking down some walls and found this cat in a box in the wall. And I guess there's not a lot of information on why the cat was preserved, but it said that the construction worker felt compelled to take the cat with him, and it eventually found its way here to the cat museum. Yeah, very interesting. Actually, it was found in this box here, and like I said, Harold was a writer. He wrote that book about the Egyptian mummified kittens, and here's a poem that Harold wrote it says, a poem for a petrified cat. It says, please do not feel sad. The way I died was not so bad. Into a chimney I did creep just to get a little sleep. Homeowners did not my presence know when they set their logs aglow. The smoke just took away my breath. It turned out to be a rather pleasant death. It could have been much worse had I been outside. You don't want to know how some other cats died. The times were called medieval for a reason. It wasn't just a word for the season. Medieval folk were not kind to cats. They treated us much worse than rats. The Pope said we were sent from hell. We wouldn't obey them, like the Bible done tell. To medieval folks it didn't fly, and what they did made us cry. All kinds of torture were used to liquidate us. They called us mogies. They made our lives precarious. But in the end, we were victorious. When Queen Victoria called us glorious, to learn about this hierarchy, read your medieval history. But as for me, it was for the best. Cat skeletons. It's an articulated cat skeleton here. And there's a box with all the different parts of the cat skeleton. It says this was used in a biology class. We saw the automatons that worked on clockwork. Here are cats that run on batteries. This is Kitty, the Techno Kitten there. There's some cat games here. And you can actually shoot at the cats with this BB gun, knock the targets out. I remember Harold talking about how a lot of these were mean-spirited, that people like the idea of like knocking cats off a fence because they would sit on the fence and meow and annoy people. Some more cat toys here. Different playing cards with cats on them. Here's a whole section on Felix. Felix the cat. These were all wind-up cat toys. Yeah, you'd like wind them up. They'd go running around on the floor. Tin versions. And here's the music section. Have these different music box. Oh, look at that. There is Harold's license plate. We have the different music boxes here. Is that a real cat? Is that a real cat? I can't tell. I'm trying to see if he's breathing or not. Okay, I literally had to go ask because I was convinced. That was a real cat. I've seen a lot of taxidermy cats. And the thing about, I've talked about this before, the thing about cats being taxidermy, they're like the one animal that like doesn't seem to take very well to taxidermy. Like you could go to a taxidermy museum, you could see deer, bears, all sorts of animals like that. But cats, like, and I'm talking about all cats, like, jungle cats and things like that. Sometimes their faces just look weird, their eyes look crazy. So they're really hard to get right for some reason. Yeah, this is Sunshine, and apparently belonged to a friend of Harold's. And when the cat passed away, she researched and found the best taxidermist that she could find in the country and did this beautiful job. Like, this cat is indistinguishable from a live cat. I swear, like, I'm looking at it right now and it looks like it's breathing. It's obviously not, but it's just, the cat is so realistic looking. My mind is like adding in like breathing movements. But yeah, apparently she wanted the cat's final resting place to be here at the museum. So Sunshine, a new addition here to the cat museum. Oh, there's a rockabilly cat drum back there as well. Here is the cat carousel. Harold did love carousels in addition to cats, so it was very important for him to have carousels represented here. This is the classic. A lot of the cats are portrayed this way in carousels, where they have a fish or another animal in their mouth. It's kind of the classic carousel cat pose. And he's got all these different styles of cats here on the carousel. And I noticed back here, looks like there is a new addition, this wooden carved cat carousel animal. Now this one's got a bird instead of a fish, and I remember Harold saying that they were less popular because people don't like to see cats eating birds. That reminds them of kind of the one like really bad thing that cats actually do. But so they much prefer them to have a fish in their mouth. Yeah, look, this one's still crated up. Now there are a few horses here on the carousel. I guess that's to help fill things out. Oh, look at this cat here with the eye patch. This little guy here, and there is a miniature cat carousel within the bounds of the big carousel. And the carousel here, up on top, it has pictures of cats, but also pictures of local locations. That is, looks like the Blue Ridge Parkway right there. Oh, there's the train over in Bryson City. There's Harold posing next to the carousel.
Those two that are up there, the tall one.
Some fishing.
One that was given to us.
And there is
The other one is up there where-
there is downtown Sylva.
No.
Oh, I just noticed this here. It says pictures, a Kodak picture spot. It says picture yourself at Opryland. So this is probably a photo op that would be at the Opryland amusement park that's no longer there. And back here is the carnival section. I was talking about earlier, like Harold said, that people like to abuse cats with these games. You can see that people would throw balls to knock the cats there off the fence. There's a little mini pet cemetery section with Chert, the infamous cat, there. And a little ride here. We can ride next to Garfield. It's another old cat, carnival cat game. The cat pops out of the trash can. And that scary cat that you would ride on. There is a dancing bear back there as well. An animatronic dancing bear. And some arcade machines here. This is Cat and Mouse. And Bad Cats. And this is amazing. This may be one of my favorite things here. This is the Dottie Brothers Circus Wagon. This is an actual circus wagon that was used in the Dottie Brothers Circus. They're called the biggest little circus in the world. So their gimmick was that they had all miniature animals. So all their animals that they had in their circus were dwarves. They had like dwarf lions. And apparently they did actually have cats, small cats, and like miniature dogs. So the whole circus was in like tiny little wagons like this. Down here, some old cat collars. This is a cat collar from the 1700s. Oh yeah, and you can see almost like little pieces of jewelry. It says here, as you pass by the showcase, watch the spooky cats watch you. So their eyes will actually follow us as we move back and forth. Oh yeah, I see it. Super spooky. That says Picasso's cat, half possum, half cat. It says Opasso the opossum cat. For different cat coins. The famed Kit Kat clocks. Their timepieces. Watches there. And down here, these are really cool. These are like old tin types of cats, people posing with cats. And these are very rare and very hard to find because tin types actually require you to hold still for a significant period of time. So it's very tricky trying to get a cat to hold still long enough to be able to take a photo. This is an oddity. This is a stuffed cat that goes in the rear window of your old car, connects to the car, so when you hit your brakes, the cat's eyes light up. It's our cat beer steins. And then there's like a hidden image in the painting up there. And the cat theming does extend into the bathroom here. Yeah, see there's cats peeking out of the toilet, peeking out of the walls all around you while you do your business. Oh, is that cool? It's a cool mirror here. Drink Dr. Brown's sarsaparilla. Yeah, when you're sitting on the toilet, no matter which way you look, there's a cat looking back at you. Oh, look at that. Those are cat undies. Here's some Western Carolina University catamounts. That's actually where I went to college. And then up here we have some more of Harold's books, All for the Love of Cats by Harold Sims. And then the children's book here, Kevin the Helpful Vampire Cat. It was based after one of his own cats that had vampire fangs, that talks about bullying, about helping kids with bullying. So exit to the gift shop here. We have lots of gifts for cats, so you can bring your cats home a toy from the cat museum. The thrift corner here, where you buy some antique cat trinkets. Oh, it's $45 for that cat costume up there. That's pretty cool. And these are plush versions of Kevin the Vampire Cat from the kids' books. I think I don't have one of these. I think I'm gonna get one. Look at these. There's a cat hobo ornaments. These are made of pottery. And when hobos would travel the country, they will leave marks around, letting other hobos know, if an area is safe, if an area is dangerous. Like, let them know if someone's friendly to hobos or if someone is hostile to hobos. So kind of a hobo code. But apparently hobos would actually use a cat as a symbol that there were kind-hearted people at a certain location. So yeah, proud to add Kevin the Vampire Cat to my collection. And yeah, being here, of course, I love this place. A lot of good memories here. Love seeing that they're trucking on and continuing Harold's legacy, but I can't help but get a little bit sad. Just get a little bit sad coming here and knowing that Harold's not here, that Harold's not with us anymore. It's rough. It's rough. And again, he lived to be 89 years old, had a wonderful life, and most importantly, has left an amazing legacy behind. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I am no longer here, maybe I will have some sort of legacy like Harold. I think, I related a lot to Harold in the way that, when he loved something, he just did it. He didn't, it wasn't a matter of, he wasn't trying to become rich making a cat museum. He didn't pay himself a salary from his shelter. He did it because he was passionate about things. And that sort of resonates with me. When you have true passion towards something, don't let anything stand in your way of achieving your goal and leaving your mark on this world. And hopefully the mark that you leave on this world, hopefully the mark that I leave on this world is a positive one, like Harold has done. People still coming, visiting this amazing collection. And if you love cats, if you love roadside attractions, this is a great stop here in the mountains in Sylva. But Harold, I miss you. But I think you'd be happy that knowing that your museum is in good hands, that your legacy is in good hands, and I'm happy to continue to share that legacy with all the viewers out there. So thank you guys so much. Consider coming out here to the cat museum. Consider donating to the cat shelter. And until next time, this one's in the bag.